where anyone can belong. This is how you explore, grow, and triumph. This is your time to shine. This is who we are. This is what we do. And you're why we do it.
Hi everyone, welcome to the FanExperience Live. This is our first live session with Fanshawe International Digital Ambassadors, and right now we are on Facebook and YouTube. So welcome to you all, and thank you for watching us today. My name is Leticia. I work as digital representative at Fanshawe, and actually I am based in São Paulo, and I'll be hosting this session today remotely. But before we start, I would like to explain how this live session will happen. So I will make a few questions to our ambassadors, and they will answer each one of them. And by the end of the session, you'll be able to share your questions in the chat, and the ambassadors will answer them for you. But just one thing, please remember that today we will be talking about what it's like to live, work, and study in London, Ontario at Fanshawe College. So our main objective here today is to share the experience of our students at Fanshawe. If you have any questions related to your application, your visa, admission process, please contact the education advisor in your region. The link here somewhere on the screen, and then you can contact them to talk about these topics. So let's start. Thank you all ambassadors for being here today. We really appreciate that you accepted our invitation, and everything that you'll be sharing today is valuable for future students. So thank you so much again. The first thing I would like to ask is please say your name, where are you from, where did you arrive, when Canada, and what course are you taking at Fanshawe? Laura, could you please start?
Hello, Leticia.
Hello.
My name is Laura Albarracin. I'm from Colombia. I'm currently studying interactive media design. I think, let me see. Did you ask other thing, but I think I missed it. Yeah, right. I arrived in January this year. It will be 1 year from the next January, and I think that's it. Your question I answered.
What course right now?
I'm studying interactive media design.
Great. Thank you, Afa.
Yeah, well, everyone, good morning from this part of the world. Afam Okafor is my name from Nigeria. So I arrived Canada in April this year, and I'm taking healthcare management administration. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Divya?
Hi everyone, I'm Divya. I'm from India and I came to Canada in October 2021. I completed the SOUL program, which is teaching English for the speaker to the speakers of other languages. And currently I'm pursuing public relations and corporate communications, which is a graduate certificate program. Nice to meet you all.
And Nico?
Hi everyone, I'm Nico Real. I'm from the Philippines. I'm taking business marketing. I'm on my second level, and nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here today. Well, the first question, why did you decide to study in Canada at Fanshawe College? How did you make this decision? Laura,
I
you
will
can
start.
start.
Well, the first thing I did was to make a comparison between some colleges and also with cities. So I wanted to move to Ontario because I wanted to stay close to some friends and family that I have in the US. So for the location, I thought that London was a perfect location for me because it is close to Detroit, to US, but it's also close to Toronto. And I make also a comparison between prices, how much is living here and how much is living in Toronto or other cities in Ontario. And I, of course, I made the comparison between colleges, and I found that Fanshawe brings me the opportunity to study what I want, and I saw some reviews about Fanshawe, and I really like what I found. So that's why I decided to come here.
Perfect. Thank you. You can go next.
Yeah, so I made the choice of coming to Fanshawe on some key indicators. One is the I saw the review like Laura mentioned. I saw the review online about the quality of education, and honestly, when I came in, I saw that also the quality of education from professors and the interactions, the relationship, it was amazing. And secondly, the cost. So compare with other colleges. Of course, my choice of coming to Canada was basically because Canada offers a different opportunity compared with other countries of the world. So when I made my choice of coming to Fanshawe, it's all about okay, I have this opportunity, and now the cost was the second reason, and quality of education. Those are my reasons why I chose Fanshawe College.
That's great. Thank you. Olivia?
Yes. So I was teaching English in India for quite some time, and I wanted to take a formal training in teaching English. And when I searched about the program, I wanted to do that in a country where English is the first language, and I wanted to learn it in a systematic way. And when I started my research, I found that Canada is a multicultural country, and it's very welcoming to international students as well, and it's affordable. So that's the reason I chose Canada. And when I was looking for my college, I saw the rankings and reviews, and Fanshawe College stood out. And also, it was offering the program that I exactly wanted to do. It ticked all the boxes for me, and that's the reason I chose Fanshawe College. And after coming here, I realized that I made a good decision.
Nice. Thank you for sharing this with us. Please.
Well, for me, it's the same as Laura and Afam. While researching, I found out that Fanshawe is one of the more cheapest in terms of cost of living. Then on my second option is I found out that there's a big Filipino base here in London, Ontario. So when I tried to search in Facebook, I found that there's a lot of friends. There's a lot of my friends that are living here. So that's what made me choose Fanshawe. And third thing is it's situated away from the bustling city of Toronto, so you can focus more on your studies. So that's a good thing. And also, it's very near to Detroit if you want to go to Detroit, and if you want to go to New York, also you can also go to New York.
Yes, this is true. Thank you so much for sharing that. And now we can talk a little bit more about arriving in Canada. So I would like to talk about Fanshawe Cares. Fanshawe Cares is our arrival service to international students that are arriving in Canada for the first time. So we help students with the transportation between Toronto airport campuses. We have a series of live sessions with important information before each intake, and we help them in person as well, and when they are at Fanshawe too. So my question for you now is: did you use Fanshawe Care service when you arrived in Canada, and if was your experience with that service?
Okay. Yes, of course. I used the financial service cares. It was a good experience because I arrived on December 31 at 12. So it was not a good date in terms of finding a bus service or other ways of transportation between Toronto to London. So for us as a family, it was great. It was great to see that someone was waiting for us and that we can move at this time from Toronto to London.
Nice. And what about you, Afam? How was this experience for you?
So contrast to what she mentioned, I didn't actually use the financial cares, though I registered for it. But when I realized my program supposed to start online, so I arrived Canada in April. So I decided to change my location to Cornwall. So I located to another city in Canada. So that was the reason. But I registered for that. But quickly to that also, this last section, I know Fanshawe International have a program about moving weekend, and I was part of that event, and it was amazing to see how Fanshawe group can actually help students who are coming into the campus settle in, help them to move in and settle quickly. And I was part of that group, and it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. From the feedback we got from parents who are coming in with their children, and from students also, it was amazing for them. So it was a nice experience.
Thank you very much. And for you, Divya, could you please share with us?
Yes, I did use Fanshawe Care's services for coming to London from Toronto, and I landed in Toronto at 12 noon. And the best thing was all of this was pre-arranged. So when I was coming here, I knew how I will go to London because of Fanshawe Care's services, and I filled this international arrival form, and it was all confirmed and organized. So I did not have to worry about how I will be traveling from London to Toronto, and this was a really good service, and it was fast. Although I slept during my way, but it was still good. Yes.
Thank you. And for you, Nico, how was this experience?
Yeah, I also use same with Laura and Divya right here. I also use the arrival services. It was very seamless. All you need to do is follow the steps provided in the email. Then once you reach in Pearson, in Toronto Pearson, all you need to do is just go down in the basement, and there's a bus or a coach waiting for you right away. And the good thing is that the bus or the coach would lead you to your rental house or your hotel that you're staying. So you won't pay for anything. Pantry got it all covered up.
Nice. Yes, a huge challenge to be different country. And so we try to do our best to make students feel comfortable and have the best experience in this beginning. So now talking a little bit about the city of London. So in your opinion, what is the best thing about living in London? Who wants to start? Laura, I guess.
I want to start. Well,
Yes, we can follow this.
one of the things that I love most about living here is that I travel with my dog. It's a little beagle. So I love the parks. London is known as like a forest city. So you have parks everywhere. And for example, at the downtown, you can follow a path and you can see the river. The environment is amazing. So I love this part of the city. I love to walk in. I love to ride my bicycle, to go with my dog to the off-leash parks here. It's also interesting for me. So this is one of the things that I love most about living here.
Nice.
Well, for me,
Oh, good.
living in London is a whole lot of experience. Like Laura mentioned, around my area there's a park. Of course, there's park everywhere, and you get tired in the evening, or you just feel like walking out. You can just walk into a park, and there are a lot of recreational activities you can actually do. Like I participate in basketball, and every evening, even if I don't have the team, I just go there and do my thing, and it was fun. So there's park everywhere to keep the environment and keep everybody around happy and healthy. And secondly, the opportunity London presents, especially to international students, is an area that I want to encourage people about. So there are a lot of opportunities, companies, organizations who are actually looking for talents, especially from international pool, to catch up with their skills community. So it offers a lot of opportunities, and that is amazing to have that in London as well.
Great. Thank you.
So when I came to London, contrary to my perception, it was not crowded, and that was something which I really liked. There was a lot of space. All the houses were not like tucked together, and other than that, I think it's a peaceful city. There are not many distractions. There is not much noise or any disturbance. So I think it's really good for students to focus on their studies. There are many work opportunities, and I think there are many recreational activities as well which they can engage in. There are also, it's called forest city, so there are many hiking trails which and I regularly go for hiking, and these are really worth exploring, and students can have a very good experience. And there are small communities which are self-sufficient, and other than that, I think you do not need to travel really far for your daily needs, for groceries, for clothing, or all these services. These are really close. These are present in every community, and these can be close to your house. And then connectivity is also taken care of by London Transit. So overall, I like the experience here.
Nice. Thank you very much. And Nico?
Yeah, so if you like a rural feel, London, Ontario is for you because it's sort of like a big city, but it's a homey feeling. So a small city with a big heart. And what's good about London also is that if you have an OWP or an open work permit, like your husband, your boyfriend, common law, London, Ontario is an industrial city, so there's a lot of opportunities for them. If you go, you could go work at 3M, FIO, Dynamic, Cargill, Maple Leaf. So there's a lot of opportunities here, especially if your OWP is looking for a not B job. So if you want it, you have to go right here in London.
Nice. Thank you for sharing your experience. What do you think about London? London is an amazing city, and I think you have shared so many nice things. Now, I would like you to describe your day-to-day life as an international student. You have already mentioned a few things, but could you talk more about that?
Oh, I'm on the spot.
No, you can go again.
Yeah. So since I'm on my second term, it's really, really hectic right now. So I start my work with here in the international office. Then at the afternoon, I attend my classes from 1 to 5. So it's really hectic, but all you need to do is do time management. Once you learn your steps on how to manage your time wisely, you should be able to overcome everything.
Nice. And for you, Divya?
Yes, so just as Nico said, my day starts mostly with getting ready for classes, going to college, and I have many classes to attend. There are 8 courses in my program, so my schedule is really busy. And other than that, I engage in all the activities outside my classroom as well. So I'm volunteering and I'm active in these things. So other than my classes, sometimes I have some meetings or some events to attend, and that's how my day looks like. I try to keep some time for recreation in the evening, and it depends. Sometimes I go in Fanshawe Athletic Center for playing some sports casually, like badminton or ping pong. And otherwise, I go home and take a good cup of tea, and that's how my day looks like. Yes.
So
Perfect.
for me, my day currently at this my level, I'm in level 2. It's quite busy at this point because this is the exam period. So, but my day can be very busy also. Currently, my schedule is quite flexible as far as school program is concerned because most of my lectures are in the evening, so it varies depending on your schedule. So, but I can start with my work in the morning, okay, and or volunteer experience in the morning, and conclude the letter in the evening. So it's all about managing your time. So you plan your day depending on okay, you want to go for groceries, you want to go to religious activity or anything. So or even your community program. So like Nico mentioned earlier on, there's a whole lot of diversity in London, and we have different communities. We have India community, we have Nigerian community, and you might just have one community program or the other you want to identify with, and It's amazing. So it's all about you plan your day and know how to key in with that. Of course, considering the bus also. So there is a efficient bus program, bus London Transit, but you need to, check your time and know when your bus will be there, and so that you don't miss up and stay there over the winter,
Especially during winter.
especially during winter. But it's all about planning. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much. And you, Laura?
Well, in my case, it's similar to my friends here. I am focused on my studies, so I attend classes. Depends of the day, sometimes in the morning, in the evening. After that, I always reserve a time for me for going for a walk or for going to the gym. As Divya mentioned, I love to come here to the wellness center. The wellness center has a lot of services. I love the gym. I think the Fanshawe gym is one of the best gyms in the city, so I love to come here. Of course, it depends of the time, it depends of your schedule, it depends of if you have job or not. But in my case, I like to come here at least 2 times per week, and I'm also volunteering in a communications international board of professionals. So when I have my free times, I decide to attend some activities with them, to make connections with professionals, to learn from there, and to share my experience as well. So that's my day to day here.
Nice. And I totally agree when you mention time. I think the success of international students is to time correctly. So we need to have a balance between studies, working, and doing fun activities, and also exercising. So it's really nice to see how you manage your time. And you're doing a great job for sharing that. And talking about your program right now, so what is the most interesting aspect of your programs? Who is going now? Let's Nico.
Yeah.
Yay!
I can say the most interesting part of my program is on a real life building a real life business case. So normally, before when I was in my university, way back home in the Philippines, it was just a mock up companies. It's not really an actual business. But here, even though it's like a diploma program, but you're working on a real life scenario, real life business. So that's what's the most interesting part. It's not a mock-up, it's a real life thing that there's a client and the client would provide you feedback on what they wanted and everything. So that's a good interesting thing.
Nice, nice, thank you. And Divya?
Yes. So the best part is all the programs I think are practical education. It's not just that you learn something and that's it. Whatever you learn, you get to apply it right there because you get, I think, weekly assignments. Everybody gets weekly assignments, and whatever we learned in class that particular day will be applicable in that assignment. So it's an experience of practical learning. You get to apply these skills. You know your points where you need to improve. You get to know what's best for you. So I think it's all you get to practice a lot, and that's the best part. And I'm learning all the skills which are very integral for the future that is coming. Like my program includes graphic designing, web designing, and digital media. So all of these skills, I did not have these skills in my portfolio earlier, and I'm really happy that I'm learning all of these skills now. So it covers a lot. So our programs are like power packed, and we need to have good time management for sure to handle all this load. But once we graduate, we are job ready, and we have so many skills when we graduate.
Nice.
So on my own part, healthcare management administration is is quite interesting because the professors, I must mention, made it look so beautiful for us. Like everyone mentioned about the practical aspect of it. So you get to have on the site application of what you are learning, And apart from that, the professors are willing and they always give you feedback. So there's always an assignment, of course, every week, assignments, discussion, group work, and it can be overwhelming, honestly. If you don't plan yourself very well, it can be very overwhelming. And especially when you leave it pile up and you are not attending to them as they are coming. Due time is a very key issue here. Most professors are very keen about that. You don't need to miss your due time, but like if you plan very well, you should be able to. But the curriculum is organized in such a way that it prepares you for the future. And the job is readily available, especially when you get your degrees. There are a lot of companies and organizations who are willing to offer you such opportunity with a Canadian certification. So it's something that is a work in progress where you're a student. So you keep on learning and applying whatever you have learned, knowing fully well that there is job waiting for you.
Great. Thank you.
In my case, I'm studying interactive media design, and this program is pretty interesting because it combines graphic design, it combines web development, and motion design. So it is so fun. It is so interesting to understand that you can learn to make movies or animations like Disney or something like that. That sometimes when you start to create these kind of projects, you are like, oh my god, look at what I'm doing. That's amazing. On the other hand, you have the website, the development classes are challenging. It is not easy for everyone, but it is amazing when you can see how many skills you are getting, and when you see the kind of products that you can share with people and how you can communicate your ideas through web development. And while finally graphic design, I think this is a skill, and I said that it will be a plus for anyone. If you can have graphic design assets or skills, it will be amazing because if you see in any jobs, these kind of skills are like requested or, well, not requested, but it could be a good asset. So I like so much this program. I think that I will have good opportunities for job as soon as I finish it. And I feel so happy because every term I learn too much. I'm impressed about the quantity of learning that I'm having right now. So, well, I'm so happy here with this program.
That's nice. Thank you for sharing your experience. And if you're watching us and you would like to know more about our programs, in our website you can find all of our programs, all the details, date of intakes and everything, requirements. So please go to fanshawec.ca/international, and over there you can find the best program for you. So the next question is about education system. We know that studying in another country is super different. I have already studied abroad, so I know how it is. So my next question for Nico is, how does the education system in Canada differ from the education in your home country?
Well, yeah. Since I already have my bachelor's degree way back home, the one thing that I really notice is that it's the deadlines. Here it's very very strict. When they once they say that it's 11:59, it can't be 12. Way back in the Philippines, you can extend up to 15 minutes, but here once you reach like even 1 minute, they would the most of the professors would deduct points from your grade. I had that experience once. Like I submitted it on 12:01, so that's like 2 minutes, and the professor removed like 20% of my grade, and I was like,
Oh
oh.
my God.
So
Yeah.
I tried pleading with the professor to remove the 20 minus 20, but no, deadline is deadline here, so you really have to respect their time also.
Yeah.
So that's why that's really the difference between the Philippine system and the Canadian system here. You have to respect the professor's time so that the professor would also respect your time as well.
This is interesting. And what about you, Divya?
So, as I mentioned earlier, in India, I felt that the education was more theoretical, but it was completely different here. And when we start getting assignments in the very first week, to apply all the skills right from the beginning, that's when I felt the difference right there. And as Nico mentioned, yes, timelines are very strict, these are important, but we are learning time management. And we are also learning not to give excuses. So that's a good part. And other than that, plagiarism, not allowed at all. I think it's not allowed in other parts of the world as well. But I did do that. I would like to apologize to my professors in graduation. But yes, it was not taken that seriously. And our assignments were not as systematic. But other than that, the professors are very supportive here, and we have a kind of friendly relationship with our professors. And they, other than teaching us, they work as our guides also outside the classroom. So they are not just to teach their course, they are there to guide you about how to build your portfolio, how to build your network, and all these things. So I think it's more cumulative. Education is more cumulative here.
Nice.
So for me, what stood out for me, apart from the plagiarism aspect of it, is very, of course, professors make it compulsory. It's part of your training. Every section you start, there is a plagiarism course you need to take, and you must pass it. If you don't even pass it, you can't even commence every other of your program. It's very key here. And secondly, the aspect of deadline. So no matter how busy you become as a student, you should be aware of your deadlines because they don't joke with that. Yeah, your deadline is over. Your deadline is over. And Nico was quite lucky to have a 20% deduction from his mark. Most professors, once the deadline is over, the submission portal will be closed. You will be able to submit your assignment, and it's zero for you. And another interesting part for me as an individual, like my friend here mentioned, is about the friendly relationship we have with our professors. So back then, I'm from Nigeria, so I did my program first as a degree in Nigeria. We see our professors, yeah, we respect them honestly, but we don't have this friendly relationship with them. They are just there, and we as students, we are here. Okay, so the only time we might probably have interaction of or contact with our professors are maybe when they come to class. But here is quite different. So you see professors that are willing to be there for you. They tell you whatever problem you have, be it academic. Sometimes they go outside their commitments and start advising us on how to get a job, how to settle in Canada, how to do this, how to apply this, how not to make mistake in every walks of life. And it's amazing. Sometimes you see a professor, you even know he's a professor, and maybe someone from outside looking at you with their professor. They are very friendly, very down to earth, humble, and they offer the support that you can't get it any other place. So they will tell you, I'm there for you. Just come around. Online, offline, just come and they will be there for you. And it's just not just them saying it. I've seen that happen, and it's amazing to have that opportunity here.
Thank you, Fan.
Well,
And
it might
Laura.
be a hard question because, or a difficult question because the Colombian education is so good. So I cannot talk that from my education. But I feel that maybe if I make a comparison, my education in my country is a little bit slower than here. So what I mean by that is, for example, if I would like to take the same program, I could take like 5 years, 4 years in Colombia, and here I'm taking less than two. So of course, for you as a student, it's kind of hard because you need to run and learn too much things in less time. But you will be ready for the market sooner than in at least in my country. So this is one of the things that I like, but sometimes I need to be honest, it's challenging for you as a student.
Yes, I know how things work here in Latin America, and I think when you're blind, I totally agree with you. Here in Brazil, it's kind of part of the culture being late. So professors, they are not too much worried about that because they know the students will be late. But it's nice that you mentioned that. And about the academic integrity, this is also important as well. The students, they need to be aware of the commitment that they need to have with their studies. And we also have a student code of conduct. We share this document with students before they arrive in Canada, so it's something interesting as well to read. And for sure, the professors, they are always there to help. So any problem, anything that you want to discuss with them regarding your study, there for you. So thank you for sharing your experience. And now we are moving to a topic a little bit more fun now, more light. And but let's talk about the favorite places that you like around campus and in the city to hang out. So, Nico, I guess, is starting.
So I don't, I'm not really in campus up more often right now, except if I go to work or come to classes. I don't really explore the campus. But what I like here in London is that they have a lot of parks, and I play this game, Pokemon Go. And there's a big community here in London, Ontario. So we usually meet up at Victoria Park. So we stroll around downtown and everything. So that's what I like about there.
Nice. Thank you. And Divya?
Sure. Opposite to Nico, I'm all over the place in Fanshawe. I'm, yeah. So sometimes I'm in J building where we have our wellness center and athletic center, and we also have eating points there. Like there is Oasis, so which is a really good place to eat. And sometimes, and I have classes in different buildings, so that's also one of the reasons that I'm in different buildings and all the time. So then we have Starbucks in H building, so that's also a good place to have coffee, sit down, and do your assignments. And we then I also visit Library Learning Commons, and very good place. I mean, it's really good. And other than that, we have Atrium in Building B. So that's also a good place to just sit together with your classmates and work together or just have a chit chat. And so that's the reason that I'm all over the campus. Other than that, outside the campus in the city, as I mentioned earlier, I go for hiking or also there is this famous market in London. It's Covent Garden Market, and on weekends they also have farmers market there. So that one is a really cool place to visit and explore.
So
Great.
for me, taking it up from what Lydia said, farmers in there every weekend because sure you're gonna get your fruits, your vegetables fresh directly from the farm, and you have opportunity to pick, different varieties. And aside that, I also share with what she said about being everywhere because I'm with this Fashion Friends, so it's another arm of Fashion International, and we try to create, you know, this as a student, it can be very busy. So we try to make it, a little bit lively and we organize ourselves. We can go for hiking like we did 2 weeks ago. And apart from that, there are another parks around. I mentioned that earlier on. So maybe you might want to have your quiet time. You might just want to go and relax and look at the environment. The environment is so beautiful and very neat. London environment is very neat, and that's another beautiful part of it. So you can decide to walk around the city, look around, see what is going on, or you can just go and sit down at the park and have some quiet time to yourself, and it's amazing. And after that, maybe the days I don't have anything doing, I can decide to come to campus. My campus is at the London South campus, so I might decide to come to the main campus here and keep myself busy. There are a lot of places. You can choose to go to the library, you can choose to go to an open place. There are a lot of places you can sit out and sit down with your friends and have some couple of discussions about the program or any other related topic. It's nice.
Great. Thank you. And
Yeah.
Laura?
In my case, it's kind of similar. So like, I I study at Fanshawe Towns and I live at downtown. So I always be in this area. Something that is interesting for me is that, as I mentioned before, you have plenty of parks there. You have the Victoria Park, as Nico said. You have other markets like the Cannes market there that is pretty nice. Something that I really like about downtown is that you have plenty of events. For example, for Halloween, there were like Dundas Place had the small event there, or sometimes in summer you have every weekend something at the Victoria Park or at Richmond Street or at Dundas Place. So the city tried to create something for people, for tourists, and it is located at downtown. And other thing that I like is sometimes I come here to the main campus, but it is just for the gym or for here to the international office to visit some friends. But it is like when I have the time to come here, it is good for me to come. But honestly, I live at the downtown and I like to be at the downtown almost the rest of the part of my days.
That's great. Thank you so much, Laura. And if you go to our website, you can talk with ambassadors. Actually, we have digital ambassador for 18 countries. And over there, here is the link. And over there, you can see photos of them hanging out in London and their experience at Fanshawe as well. So if you want to see some pictures, you can see it over there. So the next question, we're going to get back for the projects and the programs right now. So, what I would do with you is that if you can share one thing that you are really proud of and any projects that you have it worked on. We have a few things to share now. So, who wants to start? Yeah, you are on the spot right now. So, we can start with you.
Okay, for
So,
me, yeah, so I have this project that I'm so passionate about it. Back then in my country, I'm a voluntary blood donor, and I've done that for more than 15 times. So I regularly donate blood every 3 months, and it's something that makes me happy. So when I came here as an international student, of course, Canada have their some restrictions because of some health concerns. Okay, if you are coming from endemic malaria endemic zone, so you are not eligible to donate whole blood. So, but there's an option for you to donate blood plasma. And when I saw that option was available, I decided to jump right there into that. And I regularly donate my plasma. But it's not about donating blood plasma. I decided to make it a challenge. So the idea behind making it a challenge is I want to encourage international students who are here for their program to regularly go to London Blood Services and donate their blood plasma. It doesn't take any time, it doesn't take anything, and it won't even cost you anything. So the beautiful part of it is that you are doing this to give someone another opportunity to live. So a lot of people are cancer patients, and we know currently cancer is number one killer disease, especially in this part of the world. And most of the people depend on blood and products to survive. So if you are doing that, you are helping to save someone's life. And the beautiful part of it again is that someone you don't know. Imagine the fulfillment you get that you are participating in, saving someone's life. So it's a challenge for me, and I am challenging other international students, especially international students, to key into that. It's a beautiful project. So plasma, you can donate that every week. Yeah, you can do your blood plasma donation every week. You can see the pictures on your screen. And if you feel like 2 weeks, every week is too much for you, you can try to make it every 2 weeks. Like my own self, I do every 2 weeks, maybe two times every month. And I just walk in down there and donate my blood plasma, and I feel good about that. So you as an international student, if your program is 1 year, so you can decide to be okay, it's a challenge for me. Before I finish my 1 year program, I can donate 12 times. Maybe once every year. That is the minimum you can do with your blood plasma. Once every month, sorry. So you can go there and donate once every month. And if you're a 1 year program, you must have donated 12 times, 12 blood plasmas. If you're a 2 year program, you must have donated 24 times. And that is the challenge for me. And I'm wishing that a lot of international students who are currently here and who are coming over should key into that. It's a way to contribute to your community. So it's a way to help build their Canadian community, and it's something I'm very passionate about. I'm wishing that everyone should key into that. It's something amazing. So you don't get paid for that. So I hear people ask me, how much are you being paid to donate your blood? So the part of the world where I come from, people donate blood to get paid. Okay, they just do that for the commercial purpose of it. But for my own part of donation, I do a voluntary donation, non-payment. So and that is the best form of donation of blood. So or blood product. So you donate that, and you are not expecting any form of payment. And the another part of it, that the person you are even donating the blood, you don't know the person, but of course you know that the person is praying for you, you know that the person loves you, you know that the person is alive just because of you, and that is a fulfillment you can't even buy that from the market. So if you are looking for something to jump into, meaningful project to jump into, plasma challenge is there for you. Please. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. For sure, you should be proud of this project. This is amazing. Congratulations. And what
Thank
is the
you.
next? You're welcome. Who is the next?
Vivian.
Laura is on the spot right now.
Yes, well, I just want to know if you can share my work here. Um, well, I think it is uploading. But I will start talking a little bit about it. I'm creating now, it is an assignment for today, portfolio website. I'm still working on it, but I wanted to show what kind of results you can get after you start to practice your code skills, your skills, and well, this is what I'm trying to show here. Your portfolio is also a part of your personality. So, well, this is my website. I'm trying to upload some projects. But here it is a small description about me, some testimonials of people who are working with me in the past. And if you go, can you go please to the About Me section? It is well, the kind of animations we learn to display in the browser, my education, some awards of recognition that I got. So, well, all of this I learned in less than 1 year, and I'm so proud of it. I mean, I was the girl who was scared of the console and the terminal and all these developer skills, but now I'm creating this kind of website. So, in one term, I will be more ready, more than today. And, well, I think I'm doing a good work in terms of understanding my classes and applying it. So this is part of my projects here.
For sure. Yeah, this is so nice to see how you're putting in practice everything in class. So congratulations for your project. And as soon as it's done, send to us. I want to see it more. Okay, thank you. And next, Divya.
Okay, so yes, sure. So as Laura mentioned, I'm learning so many skills just like that, like web designing and graphic designing and strategic planning and all that. And I'm really proud of all these projects and every skill that I'm learning. But other than that, on top of that, the thing which I'm really most proud of as of now was the award that I got for my last program when I graduated. I got Fanshawe College Distinguished Student Award, and that really made me proud. And the best part was that it was being streamed live, and my family was watching. And I think I felt like I could do something. I mean, my parents have done a lot for me, and I felt that I could I could return some part of it maybe through this award. And it's also really special when your efforts are getting recognized. And so this was for academic excellence as well as the contribution that I made to the community outside my program. So all my efforts for volunteering were recognized, and that told me that this is just a little part of my potential which I can do, and that motivated me to do more this term. And when I started this program, I multiplied my efforts multifold, and so that's something which I'm really proud of, and I motivate other students to do work for the community, to make some contribution and pay attention to the studies as well, because we have invested a lot for, and we have moved to a different part of the world. So let's make it count. Yeah, that's my message.
Nice. Thank you so much. And this is amazing. We put so much effort on the studies and our projects, so it's really good to be recognized. So congratulations
Thank
for
you.
you too. And now Nico.
Yeah, as I said earlier, on our case studies, we work on an actual client. So one of my clients actually used our campaign in their business. So I'm really proud of that. And the good thing about that is you had the opportunity to network to other peoples that you don't really know. And from then on, when they launched their business, they introduced us to other entrepreneurs in Sarnia. So that's a really great part because you're studying as well as you're networking to other people. So once you graduate, you have the opportunity to meet new people, and from then on, your network would steadily grow. Especially if your professors also would invite you to their meetings or something. I had this professor last term. He invited me to in St. Thomas to a birthday party or something. Then when we went there, we didn't know that our professor is a big corporate industry leader here in southwestern Ontario. So majority of the guests were like operations managers, general managers. So you'll have an opportunity to meet other general managers there, and you can actually rub their shoulders and add them on LinkedIn. And once you graduate, maybe you can message them and get a job.
Yeah, I totally agree. Networking is so important, and sometimes when we are in another country, want to hang out with people from our own community. So I think this is super interesting and it's super nice to share with our future students. So thank you so much, Nico. And now talking about volunteering, Divya and Afam, this is the questions for you. I know you have done some volunteering projects. Afam have just shared it with us, but now the question is, do you believe that volunteering is important and why? Could you please just talk a little bit more about the importance of volunteering for our future students, please?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you can.
Divya is on.
Yes, absolutely. There is no doubt that volunteering is not only important for me, I think it's necessary. That's how I function. And so we have heard this a number of times, that there are some things which you do not learn in the books, and that's where volunteering comes in. And because you are participating, you are in the moment at that time, and there are multiple skills that you will be applying while you are volunteering. So I'm currently volunteering with FSU, Fanshawe Student Union. So they have this volunteering group named Red Squad. So I'm a volunteer at Red Squad, and we help FSU with the events in multiple ways. And other than that, I'm also volunteering with FSU as a class representative. So class representatives are a bridge between the college and their class. So whatever issues we have or the suggestions that we have, so in that way, I think we are making a positive contribution, and we are helping the college to make things better. So it's very important, and I'm learning leadership skills, management skills. Time management is the most important skill that I'm learning as of now. Then organizing things and strategic planning. So all these skills, I don't think we can learn in books. We can read about these, but then we need opportunity to apply these practically, and that's where volunteering comes in. Other than that, as you know, I'm Fanshawe International Digital Ambassador as well, and through that way, I can learn what kinds of problems prospective students are facing, and I can find resources to help them. So all these skills we can learn through volunteering, and I think we are really lucky that Fanshawe is providing all these opportunities, because we will be using all these skills when we go in corporate world, when we apply for jobs. These will be asked, and these are going to shine on our resume, and I think these things count. And I have observed this pattern, not only here, all over the world, that uh, I think these skills are more important than your marks, and so it counts. And it can take you to places. You network, you find opportunities, and once you start, I think you keep finding steps to go ahead. So once you step into volunteering, I think there is no way going back. You will only advance into a better person. So that's my take on it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And
So, so for me, I see volunteering as a way of making yourself part of the community. And honestly, throughout my life, both in Nigeria and here, most of the big doors that have ever opened for me, even in my country, is through volunteering. Unfortunately, a lot of students, a lot of young people don't see that. They think it's all about payment, payment for services. Most of the big opportunities I'm telling you today that you're likely gonna get in your life is definitely not gonna come from paid services. It's gonna come from volunteering. So volunteering is where you make yourself available, you give it your best, you're not expecting any form of payment. So I've had a couple of experiences about volunteering, and even currently as a financial student, of course, I'm a member of Fanshawe International Digital Ambassador. I look at the picture, you see some of the things we have done. Apart from having fun, we try to help international students with their day-to-day questions. They have a lot of questions. Sometimes a student can wake you up in the middle of the night and they need answers immediately. You have to be there for them. These students are worried about their future, what they're gonna see in Canada, or what they're going to meet, and something like that. And we're there for them. So whenever they ask for one question or the other, you provide the answers. They expect you to provide the answer. If you don't have resources, you go out and look for the resources and provide it for them. And also, I'm a member of the Financial Friends. So Financial Friends are basically for current students who are there, who are here, or new students who just landed into Canada or into Fanshawe College, but they are finding it difficult to locate their school, their campus, their classes, what next, where to go, where event is happening. We are there to help them also. And apart from that, we'll go all out. So there's something I mentioned about Canada and its diversity. You look at here, earlier on I mentioned about Canada is mosaic in nature, okay? It accommodates different countries and their culture and their cultural belief. So you can imagine we have, that's for Nigeria for me there, October 1st, we had our Nigerian independence October anniversary here. And it's amazing to see we have thousands of people who came out for such events happening here in London, Ontario. So you feel at home while you are still studying as a student. Those things you do back then in your country, you can still do them here. Look at that food there. It's called Abasha in my country. But look at it, you have it here. Then another part of it is on that picture. You see a lot of students. Yeah, I think that happened within this week. One of our professors, I've mentioned earlier on the relationship we have with our professors. So suggested that, and students opted. They brought food from their different countries. You can see that on the table. I ate food from Iran yesterday, food from Lebanon, food from India, food from Nigeria. Of course, I made jollof rice from Nigeria, and everybody loved that. So you have opportunity of rendering service and people accepting your service, and it feels good about that. Apart from the fact of the voluntary plasma donation I mentioned, it's beautiful to volunteer your services here and there. Whatever you know is your talent, please bring it while coming to Canada. It's gonna be useful in one way or the other. All you need to do is find a place where your skills and your knowledge is needed and apply it there. With or without money, you'll be fine. So I'll
that's
go to the
great.
next slide. Another part of it I really want to mention is you can see we are all students. We're involved with quite a lot of things. There's this part of all works no play make the Tom a dog boy. So apart from all the play, all the works, and all the volunteering activities, we see ourselves, on daily basis, you still find yourself giving it your best shot in your academics. And you can see on that screen, most of us, it can be easier for you to even get your dean's honor. So if you are doing your assignment and do whatever the professor asks you to do, of course, I gained that in my first year, despite the fact that our program was online. But the commitment, once you have your commitment as a student, irrespective of whatever volunteering, because the issue is, I need to quickly mention, students come into education environment, they feel like, okay, I want to give it my best, it's all about academics. I'm telling you, it's not all about academics. Like Livia mentioned, there are some things that are not written on the books. You can't find it anywhere in the books. I can only learn that through volunteering opportunities. And it still accumulates to all your wealth of knowledge. So coupled with that, you'll be able to do well in your class, and you'll be able to do well in the external environment, or in an industrial organization where you find yourself. And for me, it's a living testimony. For me, being involved in a lot of volunteering activities and rendering services here and there, and I still met Dean's honor. So if I can do that, you as an international student who is coming, you can also do more than that. So that is my own encouragement.
Amazing, and I love how you both encourage future students to volunteer themselves. This is great, and just like you said, there are so many things we are not going to learn on the books. We need to be there. We need to be present, doing things that sometimes we could never imagine to do in our own country. So this is amazing. And well, the next question is for Laura and Nico, and because Fan and Divya already talked about their experience as international digital ambassadors. So, Laura, could you please tell us in what ways does volunteering for the Fanshawe International Digital Ambassador Program benefit you, please?
Well, I would like to highlight something about the things that Eva mentioned. I think it is amazing to help people to have a good when they travel, and when you are traveling here to Canada, it's not easy to arrive. So it is always good to help people to arrive here and to understand this culture better, this country a little bit better. So in my case, I think that's interesting because you can connect with other colleagues from around the world. Like, for example, here we are people from India, Nepal, Nigeria, Philippines, Colombia, Brazil. So that's amazing. I think that's pretty nice to know people around the world. It's also good to know that you will have like an experience before you go to your jobs, or you will get some kind of, yes, real experience. So can get like a reference, and you will can or what you can create connections. So for me, it is pretty important to start like this, to start making some friends, to start making some connections, because you don't know, in the future maybe these connections could help you with other things, and these connections will know what kind of job you can do. So for me, this is one of the benefits about being here as a volunteer for this group.
Great. Thank you so much, Nico.
Yeah, I joined the digital ambassador team as my way of paying it forward. Because when I was planning to go here, I asked a lot of people. I asked the chat box, um, over there at the front office. They helped me a lot. So as my way of paying it forward, I joined the digital ambassador team, and I was able to learn a lot also in regards of application, admission, and everything. And one of the benefit that I really like is that it helped me land a job here in the International Service Center, because I remembered my current manager right now. She told me that one of the things that she looked for is volunteering. So when she saw my resume that I was part of the digital ambassador team, she shortlisted me on the pool that she was trying to apply. So that's a good thing about volunteering also.
Yeah, this is great. This is something we did. It's really good for your resume as well, volunteering. So this is something I heard right now. And now we have already talked about volunteering and fun activities, the city of London. The next topic is job. So if you don't know, you that is that are watching us right now, we have a whole department our students to find part-time jobs. So if they want, so it's support with building a resume, how to make a good job interview in Canada, and we also have a series of events to connect the students with companies and in different industries here in London. So talking about job, do you have a part-time job, and where and how did you find it? For sure, Nico, you can start. You have already talked that you are working with Fanshawe, so please tell about how did you find this job and how they're going so far. So, yeah.
Yeah, aside from my job here in the International Service Center, I also have another part-time job. It's in the warehouse. What I can say to future international students is if you're trying to find a part-time job, don't be picky because there's a lot of opportunities here in London. Um, so every time, what you need also to do is you can go to your community Facebook pages. So you can join your like here in the Philippines, we have two major Facebook groups where majority of your fellow countrymen would post for job hirings. You could also, once you see also on bulletin boards at school, all you need to do is just apply it, and you won't even know that you'll be accepted in that. So one thing, network through Facebook pages, Reddit, and everything. There's a lot of information for part-time jobs there, and also do not be picky with work.
Great advice. Advice. And
Yes, so I'm working at Amazon Canada for my part-time job, and I found this job on Amazon website itself. So when I was searching for it, I mean, I was when I was searching for my part-time work, I was exploring many different options like LinkedIn and other job sites like Indeed and everything. So that's how I landed this job, and this is really good one. But the advice that I would like to give about part-time jobs is that earlier there was a limit of 20 hours, but which has been removed recently. So we can use that opportunity, but my only advice will be that do not compromise with learning. Yeah, it's very it looks really nice, and if we can make extra money, so but do not, I will say that do not make that a priority as of now. If we focus on learning, if we learn all these skills, and if we get all that knowledge properly, I think that will help us make good money later in the future. So yeah, yes, and I work on weekends, so I that's how I can separate my studies from my part-time work as well. I do not need to bother about that throughout the week, and I'm just working on the weekends. So, and this balance is required between part-time work, and it's difficult. I mean, I know it's difficult for international students because they have to manage the finance and manage the studies as well. But so striking this balance is very necessary.
great. I love it. Advice. This is so much important to know how to balance work and studying. So thank you very much. And Afam?
So currently I work with First Light Home Care. Is a home care establishment who basically take care of elderly people, you know, in most cases in their homes. It's a very delicate job and a very fascinating one for that matter because you offer help to people who are vulnerable. And the job, you can apply it online, and though there are a lot of checks, you have to do police check and thereabout. But there's something I want to quickly mention, like Nico earlier mentioned. When you come here as international students, it's a fact that probably you have some level of experience back from country, or maybe you have some degrees. And when you come here, the best you can do for yourself, don't be picky. Okay, whatever you want to get to, you will definitely go get there. But the primary responsibility you have here as an international student is your studies, not the job. Leave mention that also. So concentrate on your academics, and forever part-time job you're able to see, just go there and start from there. One thing I love about Canadian community is that there is value and dignity in labor. So whatever job you are doing, be it you're working in the warehouse, in a fast food restaurant, anywhere, they respect you. So it's not like what is experienced in most other parts of the world where they will just degrade you and look down on you. No, it's not like that here. Whatever job you are doing here, as little as that job, you have respect from the top to the lowest. Everybody respects you, and at the end of your time, be it 2 weeks or 1 month, you are being paid for that. So I think that is the key for international students. You should know that you are here for school, so give it your best shot. Make sure you concentrate on your academics, and whatever part-time job you see, just take it. So don't look at when I was in my country, I'm the CEO, I'm the director, I'm this, I'm that. No, it's gonna work for you. But at this moment, you're a student, just concentrate on that. Later on, after you must have completed your education, those knowledge you had back then in your home country can still be applied. But for now, don't feel bad for every job, any job you get. And job is easier to get here. I mentioned there are a lot of apps and a lot of online resources you can use to get a job. You can just apply online. It's not that you need to go to companies or organizations to start moving from one place to another. You can stay in the comfort of your room or your house and apply, and you get called. And in most cases, interviews are online also. So they just can do interview online with you, and you get the job. And the next day, the training can still be online. You start the job the next day. So the whole experience is quite swift and so simple, and it's amazing also.
Great, thank you, Afam and Laura.
Well, my case is a little bit different. I'm not working and I haven't worked here in Canada. My strategy was to save all the money I could in my country because of the management here, and because my program for me is a little bit challenging. So I need to be focused on my studies. I need to be focused on doing extra courses or learning a lot of technology issues. So in my case, it's different. I didn't looking for job. I haven't looking for job. I'm just starting to looking for some job right now for December, but it's just for December. And as my friends told you, there are plenty of platforms. I just want to share that it is not a good idea to looking for a job in Facebook, for example. I found a lot of scams, and they are looking for people like us, international people from Fanshawe, for sharing with you amazing offers from part-time jobs or remote jobs. I don't know, maybe with good salaries, but it is a scam, so be aware of it. But you can looking for Google Jobs, for example. You can looking for LinkedIn. You have plenty of serious platforms for looking for jobs. But as everyone said here, we focus on your studies. After you finish, you will have time for taking a good job. But if you don't need it, please be focused on your studies. It is most important for now.
Great, Laura. Thank you for all the advices. They are so important to students. I see through the comments here, everybody is enjoying well. So now we are moving the subject to the super different now, another a more lighter conversation. So now we are talking about winter. I know it is snowing in London. Here in Brazil it's super hot. It's almost summer, so I can see the pictures and the videos, and it's so lovely to see the snow and the landscape. But I know that students need to be prepared for winter because they are going to face a strong winter, maybe a winter that they never had in their home countries, just like here in Brazil. We don't have snow, we don't have 0 degrees here. So the next question is, for winter in Canada, what steps are you taking to prepare? So some advices, some tips for future students as well. Who goes first?
Okay. We are looking at
Afan wants to go. I think he
all right.
has
So
something nice to share.
so for me, the best advice for international students, especially those who will be arriving in January, starting their program in January, is just make sure you prepare. Okay, so winter is an experience that you've never had before. So you need to prepare, get all the necessary gadgets. The most important part of it is whenever you're leaving your house, especially for students who are currently here, it might look around and look sunny, but surprisingly, in next 3 4 hours, the weather can change. And if you are not aware of that, so what I'm advising is always check your weather report on daily basis. So there you'll be able to see how the weather will look like today or tomorrow, and that will inform you. You'll be able to make informed decision on what clothes to put on, and because honestly, you wouldn't like to be caught unawares. Imagine if you dress like it's summer, maybe you look around, the sun is high, and you just dress so casual, and you get out there, the weather is so cold, it will be the worst experience for you. So nobody would like to experience that. So the best advice: get your weather report every day before you go out. And for prospective students or students who are coming in January, so if you can, just get some of the winter jackets, boots, socks. Because as you are arriving at the airport, the weather will greet you. Welcome to Canada, and it might not be a good experience for you. So make sure you have some of those ones around, handy, so that immediately you are arriving in Canada, you can just put it on and you are ready for the day. So that's that.
Great. Anybody else wants to share any other tips or advices?
Yes.
Or
I,
yes,
I, I
who?
want to share some advices.
Laura.
Well, it was pretty useful for me was to see what kind of stores are near my Airbnb as soon as I arrived here or my hotel. I found that Dollarama or something like Goodwill could save your life sometimes. Let me explain a little bit better. For example, in Dollarama, you can find some articles like caps and gloves with good prices. So at least, well, maybe $4 or less. So that's good for us as an international students if you don't have all your elements ready. Or sometimes, for example, when you travel from South America to here, you think you are ready, but your gloves are not working for this weather. So it happens. So you can come here, and these kind of stores are ready for you with good prices. And Goodwill, I think this is interesting because this is second-hand clothes, but I can find there almost new clothes for less, at least jackets for less than $20. So this is something amazing for us as an international student if you don't have plenty of money for spend in jackets or all the clothes you need. So at least in my case, these two stores saved my life when I come here. So they could help.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Laura. I know it's very hot in Colombia, so it was interesting experience, I guess. And now the next question, it's about applications, and I'm gonna ask for Divya and Nico. So, opinion, what are the most useful mobile applications for students for them to download when they arrive in Canada? Can start.
Okay, so I think one of the applications that I use the most is dictionary and thesaurus because I definitely need to find multiple words. Not dictionary that much, but thesaurus definitely helps me with my assignments. And other than that, LinkedIn, I recently installed that application, but it's very helpful because I get updates about the corporate world and the networking things that I want to build on, and I think that's pretty much it because other things are socials and these are yes important, but I think I will not recommend these because these can be distracting.
Great, thank you. And what about you, Nicole? What are
For me,
tips?
actually, every Fanshawe student needs to download this app, the Pulse app, because it's where you would find your deadlines. So whenever you wanted to check on when is your deadline or something, all you need to do is download it and check on the announcement portion. You would see when, so that you can manage your time wisely. one thing that also I downloaded is Grammarly. It helps a lot, especially if your program is more on essays and case studies. Um, in the rubric or where the teacher would grade you, there's always this 2% wherein the teacher would check on grammars and punctuations and everything. So you can download Grammarly so that it would um, improve your basic grammar and like punctuations and everything. So those two apps, Pulse, which is for every student, and Grammarly is optional, but you can download it anyways.
Amazing, nice tips. And I would like to mention one application. It's called Flip, FLIPP. This application is an one-stop marketplace and deals. So if you want to save some money and you still need to make sure, this is the app because you can browse weekly digital flyers in London, and you can search for items that you need, always with the best price. So this is my tip for. And now we're going to talk about being a defense. Our last question, and I'm gonna make for Laura and Afan. And this is about homesickness. So during your stay, did you experience homesickness? I know it's hard to from home. There are the positive things, but but we know it's a little bit hard. So how did you overcome it? Felt this?
Yeah.
I love your face. You're really you
So
always
yeah, homesickness is natural. Okay, so you have your loved ones back home, and you have some, you know, system that you already used to. That you see people here and there every day. You go out, come back. People come and greet you, or you go and greet them. It's not like that over here. So it's something that students who are coming need to be aware of. So if you are coming here, you expect students to come or neighbors to come and greet you or shake out on you. Who is the next neighbor that just packed in? You're definitely not gonna have that. So I remember that first 1 week, first, second, third week, it kicks in. So you just realize that you are just alone and you need to find a way. Another thing that helped me, I mentioned that earlier on, is there are a lot of communities. So it's your responsibility to start identifying your communities here in London. London accommodates different kinds of communities. So whatever community you find yourself from or you're coming from, just look around. There is Indian, there's Nigerian community, there's so it's easier for you to mingle with these people, interact with them, and also help you where you can find their native food. So if you are such that are very strict on diet and you want to be eating your native food, they will help you to establish that. If you are such very religious, okay, you want to make sure that you go to church, mosque, or whatever faith you belong to, your community here in London is definitely going to help you locate that. So I think that was what helped me. It helped me a lot. But definitely, just bear that in mind that you're definitely going to miss home, especially in that first 1 month. You're definitely going to miss home. But prepare your mind towards that, that when it comes, you know what to do.
great. Thank you. Thank you so much, to Laura.
That's an interesting question. I really miss the service, the health service from my country, so that's why I said that. But well, first of the things, as an international student, we pay for an insurance, so you are covered here in Canada. So if you feel that something is wrong with you, you can just take or make a call to the Fuller Kennedy Center. I think this is the name of the service, and you will get an appointment maybe in 1 week, or well, it depends on the time of them. But you can use the service if you need it. In case that you can't attend to this service, I think one of the well, I found two drugstores, big drugstores, Shoppers and Rexall. So at least if you have like flu symptoms or something like that, you can get this medicine. There are other medicine that you cannot buy here. You will need to go first to the doctor. But sometimes it could save your life if you know at least where to find some medicine. On the other hand, as Afam said, for the Latin American community, if you're traveling to London, there is one place here at the downtown called, or well, the store is Latin Market. So there you can find, for example, something called panela that we use too much for flu. So, or with, if you need this kind of items for cooking something and try something natural, traditional. So if there's someone from Latin America, it's just for you to know that you can get or find these articles also at the downtown. And there are other stores like Chinese stores here. I think one is called United. They have like 3 or 4 stores in the city, and there you can find other kind of natural elements from different countries. And it is amazing going there because you can find food from Latin America, from Asia, from India, from almost everywhere. So if you need something natural, you can go there and find it.
Great, thank you for the tips. And if you arrive in Canada and you need to talk with someone and talk about and talking about being in a different country about your challenges in Canada, we have a counseling support at Fanshawe. So we are here for you, and you can count with us. So now we are going to open for questions, and the questions we're in here on the screen, and just wait for the first question to appear. These questions, they are for the ambassadors. So any other app recommended for transport purpose? So for example, if you want to get the bus on the right time, which app would you recommend?
So for I
Who wants?
use yeah, for me I use you can download London transport transit, but a lot of students have that. But for me, I use the map. So even if you can't download that, you can use the Google Map, and you should be able to track when your bus is coming and when to the next schedule will be available. So Google Map is the best when you really need to get your transport right. And I need to mention also, you don't need to pay money for that. Your fan card, Fanshawe International card, is your identity and it's paid for. So it's part of the bills for you. You paid for that already. So all you need, anywhere you want to go to from morning till night, anytime, any day, while you are in London here, all you just need is your international, your student ID card, and you are good to go. So you don't need to spend any money on transportation. It's well covered.
Great, thank you, Afam. All the schedules. So how is the schedule? How many hours do you have a week? Could you please, Nico, answer this one?
Yeah, definitely. It really differs. Sometimes in a day you'll have 4 hours, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 2 hours, and sometimes even one hour per day. So it really differs. But what you can do is that you can actually check your schedule on Web Advisor in advance. So once you can see your schedule in Web Advisor, normally for big courses like supply chain, marketing, health management, there's a lot of sections in it. So you can plot out your schedule right there if you don't want the current schedule that's given to you. So it really differs. There's no exact answer for that, but you can plot out your schedule and plan in advance.
Yes, it depends. So if you want to know more about it, just talk with one of our education advisors, the one responsible for your read. You can find on our website. So next question. For alumni, ex-students, in your journey, how could you find accommodation off campus? Maybe Divya could please share with us information about accommodation, please.
Yes, sure. So, for finding accommodation off campus, we also have resources available at Fanshawe Student Union. They have some listings on their website, and recently they have paired up with Place for Students. So this is their tie-up with this business, and they can recommend off-campus housings. Other than that, I think Facebook can be a good option, but you need to be very cautious about it. And there are different groups in Facebook community where people are looking for housemates or tenants, and landlords also post there. But there we need to walk with some caution for sure. So that's how I found on Marketplace. I found my current place on Marketplace. But other than that, yes, I think the listings on Fanshawe website and place for students, and we can approach Fanshawe Student Union, and they can also help in finding place off campus.
Nice, sharing that. And the next question is, how is it to get campus job, get a campus job? So I'm gonna ask for Afam. We have already talked a little bit about it. Mention again.
Yeah, so fortunately we have Nico here who is currently having a campus job,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yes.
like my colleague here by my left mentioned, financial student platform have a lot of opportunities they post here and there. So if you need a campus job, it's very easy. You can actually go online, financial student platform, and you see a lot of jobs. They post jobs every now and then, and you can even go to financial websites, you'll be able to apply for any job that you are interested in. It's just readily available, so you don't need to meet anybody. So it's not a case of going to someone's office and meet. It's not a case of who know who. So in my own country, we call it who know who. Knowing someone, giving you upper hand, something like that. But this is an open opportunity. Once you're a student and you go online and you see that you have merits, qualifications for that, you'll be called for interview, and once you get it, it's all yours.
Great. Thank you, Afam. Next question, please. Facial international are insurance included? Yes, it is included. And when you're talking with one of education advisors, we will understand everything about it. Details, we have some information on our website as well. But yes, students, they have health insurance. So the next question, please.
Okay.
All right. You are a star here,
I
so
don't
let
know
me read.
if I'm right. I had this prospective student who chatted me up some time ago, and that is one good thing about being an ambassador. So even when you don't have the resources, it's your responsibility to make sure that you provide the resources. I know this student chatted me up, I think Portuguese, and Afam cannot speak Portuguese. So what did I do? I have to start using translator to translate whatever the student wrote and respond back in English and transfer it back
Oh
to
my
Portuguese
God.
and respond to the person. So it was an amazing experience for me that day, but it was all
Oh,
good. So coming to the question, the person asks how I manage my time, between program and I think family. So it's something we have talked earlier on. It's all about your schedule. You get your schedule from web advisor. Very fantastic. So my family in Nigeria knows when to call me. So like Mondays, Wednesday is free for me for academic programs. So they know they can call me in the morning, afternoon, or night on Mondays because they know I'm not definitely gonna be in the classroom. So that is a good one. So if you have your schedule, all you need to do is communicate to your family members that home what your program is like and when they can reach you, and you'll be fine. And honestly, they will call you at that time, and you're gonna have fun with them.
great. Thank you so much, Afan. And now we are going to the end of this live session. So this is the last question. It's not a question, but I'd like to ask you for a last message, a last advice for our students considering studying in Canada with Fanshawe. So you can say that, Afam, we move to the next one. So you're on the spot right now.
Sorry, may I get the question again?
The last message and a advice for future students. Message.
Okay. Yeah. So, future students, it's a beautiful experience. It's a whole lot of experience there. Every day of your life is another opportunity to learn something new. So, one thing that helped me as an individual, as an international student, is I'm open to building a relationship. So I see everybody I meet on the way as ally. I'm open to learn something from the person. The person has something to offer to me, and it's quite helpful. So what I'm advising is when you come to Canada, be open-minded. So try to meet with people from different parts of the world, build network, build relationship. It might be the only thing that can help you to sustain and to move forward with the pressure that you're definitely gonna get as an international student. So be open and build relationship, build allies, and participate in student activities. So you are not here for just academic purposes. You are here to build network. You are here to build relationship also. So be open to all those. Thank you.
Oops. All right, now I am muted. Thank you so much, Fam. And now, Laura, what would you like to say for our future students?
Okay, well, I think my last advice is that take advantage of this resource. If you want to talk to us, I think there is a link where you can reach us. We are here for helping you. We want you to have a good experience when you arrive here in Canada. We would like to help you because we know how difficult it is to arrive to a new country. We know that it is not an easy experience. We know that everything is new here, and at least we want to help with our experience, with our knowledge. So let's take a look on the resource. You can choose if you want to talk to a fan, to Divya, to Nico, or well, you can choose if we talk in English, in Spanish, in Portuguese, in almost every language. So it is a good advance. If I could, I mean, if I had this opportunity before, I could take it. I would like to take it. Unfortunately, I didn't know about it, but all this advice will help you so much when you arrive here. And well, welcome to Fanshawe. We are here for helping you to reach your goals, your academic goals, and your personal goals, if we can, of course.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura. And Divya, please.
Um, for sure. So my friends there almost mentioned all the advices that we want to share. Yes, make use of the resources. Fanshawe is a student-oriented college. They are all about student success because I got a lot of support during my journey to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And I have explored a whole new potential about myself and what I can do. And I think everyone can do that. Other than that, build your network because that's how it works in Canada. It's all about networking, and do not be afraid of taking a leap to do something productive in your life. If you are afraid, this is the advice which I got, and I would like to share that. If you are afraid of something, that's exactly what you should be doing. And so just trust yourself, and there is nothing which you cannot do. And if you are taking this long journey from your country to this part of the world, then make something best out of it. So that's my advice to all the future students, and you are all welcome here.
Thank you so much. And now, Nico, your last message for our future students, please.
All of my three panelists right here already mentioned what I'm going to say. So um, before you come here, you need to build your network first and also do time management. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. That's the two things. Build your network and do your time management. Thank you.
Thank you, Nico. Well, thank you, everybody, all the ambassadors, Laura, Divya, Afam, and Nico for being here today. Thanks to everybody that watched our first live session with digital ambassadors. We hope you have enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I had fun, and it was super nice. And thank you for this. And if you have more questions about what it's like to live work and study in Canada with Fanshawe College, please go to our website, the Digital Ambassadors page. Over there, you can talk with ambassadors 18 different countries, just like Laura was saying, many different. Like to ask a fam to speak in Portuguese, we have more people that speak much. So yeah, that's it. So you can get in touch with one of our education advisors to talk about programs, visa, and all the admission requirements process, and we are help you. So thank you very much again, and have a great day or from wherever you are from all over the world. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.